What's up, everybody? This is going to be the X Space. We'll get started here today regarding the, trading. How to trade, buy, sell BSV, how to operate in these financial markets with the crazy times that we're dealing with right now. Michael Saylor said to buy BTC and invest in his company, and he says that it's going to go up forever. He says never going to stop. So I have some concerns about that because Vince sent me a post saying that he lost $6 billion and popped the .com bubble when he did this 20 years ago. And he told his investors that his stock was going to go up forever, and it didn't, and it went down, and they lost big. So I have some concerns about that, and it looks like hopefully we can, solve some of these concerns with more transparency with these other exchanges and more honesty and just just more transparency, dude. Ultimately, so people can make the right decisions with full information. So yeah, what's up? We got Scott. Looks like we got Aram up. We got Miss Casey Nicole. We've got Thor from Orange Gateway, and so yeah, we Scott had reached out to me about doing this space regarding trading, and I thought it was a great idea. For one, I already got started on Orange Gateway. I have, as an American, they take Americans. So they take you as an American on Orange Gateway. You could buy, and it's an Iceland exchange, which is rather unusual. Now, also on DXS, they don't take Americans, but you can, but they do take everybody else around the world. And then, I'll let them get into that, how that works if you're not an American. But they're both incredible concepts, and I think it's important that we get more people behind it, more information, and just more views and more eyes on these things. So yeah, what's up, Scott?
How you doing, Gavin? You good?
Yeah, good, man. Couldn't be better. What's new? And at the end of this, Scott, are we going to do another thread at the end of this about the court case at all? Is there anything on that?
Yeah, we could do. The only issue is obviously, I believe it was changed to another date. I'm looking in the court buildings records, at the roll building records, and I can't find the date that it's meant to happen. I have seen on Reddit, I believe BitMEX Research is it said they was going to be attending tomorrow, but I cannot for the life of me find Judge Miller in the listings. I can't find Cooper versus Wright in the listings. I can't find anything. So I'm just sort of putting my feelers out to find out if there is a in-court case going on tomorrow, or if it's like a live stream thing, because I don't really want to be going down to London to if there isn't a court case. But if there is, I'm happy to go down and report it the same as always.
Okay, so we can. Sounds like we can table that. I do have some other information, but we can table that or tail it for the end. So stay tuned to the end, everybody. We'll go ahead and break some of the information. I got some potential really interesting stuff that I'm seeing as well on the court side, and anyway, some other news I want to break. But yeah, so let's get into it, man. Let's where do we want to get started? Scott, what did you do you want to make an introduction to these guys and go from there?
Yeah, I mean, the reason I really wanted to bring this space together was because I think one of the things that most people in BSV find difficult is the liquidity, i.e., finding where to access BSV. Obviously, there was the delisting where a lot of the major exchanges stopped hosting their BSV and stopped people from buying it there. So it seems to be the common reoccurring question is, where can I buy BSV? And depending on who you speak to, whether that's over the pond in America or if that's in Britain or even Europe now because with Brexit, there seems to be different answers. So what I thought would be great is if we could give the community a sort of from the horse's mouth, so to speak, of how they can access, and Orange Gateway seems to be the new kid on the block that's providing in all countries. You ask people about Rock Wallet, only in America. You ask people about Senti, only in Europe. So I thought it would be really good for us to introduce these guys in, find out what they're doing with trading and buying, and yeah, just sort of find some more information, because at the end of the day, you can't really support BSV unless you buy it and then start using it. So yeah, that's why I wanted to bring this together today.
Nice. Okay, so if there's anything posted in the thread, or send it to Casey so she can post it inside the nest area up this. If we have any posts that are important or relevant that anyone want to share, websites or decks or anything. And then if anybody, please just share this space. There's a thread on the homepage of my X. I posted it yesterday. Share the space. I guess share that thread or retweet it, re-X post it, and comment on it, and so we can start getting this like 100. Get like at least 100 people in this space live. So and we will and I'll do a recording on the back end, but we want to get this out there. So yeah, so please do that, and I'll post it right now myself. So cool. So let's looks like we got Orange Gateway up right now. Thor, is that you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, my man. We met up in London, at the
Yeah,
hackathon the first time, that first day. So how you been?
I'm doing great.
Nice. Nice. So what inspired you? What inspired you to what get to do this Orange Gateway, and it's an exchange. So what was your inspiration to do all this? So I mean, such a big project.
Yeah, well, it's a long story. I think me and a couple of friends we had some trouble acquiring Bitcoin back in 2014. Iceland had kind of come badly out of the economic collapse, and there were capital controls in the country. So we spun up a little exchange in Iceland to help the mining industry in Iceland sell their coins, and obviously we wanted to buy Bitcoin back then. Uh, this was just a small operation only for Icelandic people and Icelandic companies. And then I've always kind of followed the kind of big blocker route. And when I saw all the delistings happening, when it was at 2018, 19, then I thought, hey, maybe I could, we are fully regulated, all licenses in place, long-term banking. Maybe we could take it up a notch and offer our services internationally. So that's how it started.
Yeah, and for people who aren't really aware on the history of this, there's a court case that's going on right now. It's in the UK. It's like a class action case where a bunch of people who bought BSV on exchanges, or attempted to buy BSV on exchanges worldwide, they were harmed. They claim to have been harmed, greatly harmed by this RICO, almost like this RICO enterprise of exchanges that all came together. And I'm not sure if the RICO is a cause of action, but it should be. If it was in the U.S., it would be, where they all came together with this basically criminal organization to attack just one particular crypto, which was BSV. And their claim was that it was a fraud. Did you ever find out what was the fraud, that the reason why they delisted that, Thor? I mean, they said it was fraud. So do you know what basis they had?
No, not really. I was just following the space like most people are, and was not really into what the fraud was. And I think it was just market participants there that had some beef with the BSV crack, and they just decided to do what they can to, uh, kind of destroy what they could in this community.
Yeah, it seems like it was well calculated, because I still have yet to see any of the any facts come forward about anybody getting frauded or scammed or anything like that. And I just like to bring people back to the fact that these are the same exchanges that hosted Terra Luna, and they still do. And then that project was, well, we know what happened with it. So they still support that project.
Just to add, I believe the reason, the excuse, rather than the reason, I should say, the excuse they used was due to the 51% attack that happened on BSV network. I'm pretty sure that was the excuse that was used, but obviously that was an orchestrated attack as well. So who knows?
Oh, okay, good point. So it sounds like Thor, that you already had this technology, you already had the licenses, and then all of a sudden you're like, let's get this out there. And then was it when you came to London, this most recent time, that you started getting this out there to people, or what was the?
Well, I think I went to London right before COVID, and I came there mostly to check out the space, see the people, and that was kind of the deciding factor for me. Should we do this or not? And then I came again to London where we met, and then it was kind of I had started. We had to kind of rewrite most of our software, and we got a great team that is our development team behind the exchange that they had started then building it up. But that was kind of the final, check for me that we were seeing good progress on the Terra node, which I'm really excited about. If we can get the scaling going, then BSV will be the only real coin in town.
So you used to work at with the treasury in Iceland, if I remember rightly, right? Is that right?
In one of those banks that collapsed in 2009, yes.
Yeah. And so what makes Iceland unique in that, in the banking side than these other countries?
I don't know. We are a small country with our own currency, and I don't know. I don't think there's any special. We follow European legislation 100% and are compliant with generally the same rules as in Europe and the US. I think, but maybe it's just we're a small country and people just do they take chances and do what they think might be profitable or interesting, and that's how they kind of we had this banking industry here in Iceland before 2009 that was maybe proportionally very big for Iceland. It didn't go so well, so we've learned a lot. But yeah, I don't think there's anything special about regulations or anything in Iceland that makes it unique.
Well, what about the bankers? I mean, didn't you guys have a complete exodus of all these bankers that caused this problem? Yeah,
we did. I was actually a witness in the prosecutions of one of the bankers in the bank that I worked for, and they, I think, more or less had to serve, I think, up to maybe 5 years in prison, something like that.
What was your testimony?
It was on securities fraud. When the collapse happened, the bank, or that's what I don't remember if they were found guilty exactly on what I was testifying to. It was how they misused the properties of the banks and sheltered some customers and others they didn't shelter.
Wow. So you got to testify against the securities fraud. Do you see any similarities to crypto from what you experienced back then?
I was working in the treasury department, and I was actually a market maker on the Icelandic bond market, where we were trading Icelandic government bonds. Seeing that where you have fully regulated markets, that is a lot different than trading crypto, which is really the things that people get away with on the crypto markets, spoofing the markets, fake volumes. It is I would have been in jail if we would have practiced trading like crypto is traded in general.
Sounds like it's pretty unregulated out there. So
yeah.
Wow. All right. So what is Orange Gateway exactly?
So we are an exchange run out of Iceland, regulated in Iceland by the Icelandic Central Bank, and we, we cannot really operate in other jurisdictions until I think it's in December, when there's a legislation in Europe which allows us to operate throughout all Europe. But we welcome every customer that finds us, but we cannot really advertise or directly engage with customers like in the US. But US customers, if they find us, they can sign up, and we have nothing against that. We are selling a product that's not easily available in the US, so there's a natural way or a natural reason why a customer from the US would try to find or buy BSV on our platform. So our regulator is fine with it as long as we don't really operate in the US and don't advertise into the US. And yeah.
So if I, when I'm in the US and when I signed up with you, I was able to get in there and buy. So it looks like, yeah, you definitely welcome me. And I just went to the website and signed up, and I know other people have done the same thing. So if people want to get in, if they want to get onto this exchange and from the US, what's the best way to do it? They click the link and then buy with a credit card, or what do you have to do?
Now we are only open for international bank transfers.
Okay.
So you would, and for a US citizen, you would probably go to your bank and do a SWIFT transfer or a wire transfer. For people in the EU, they could use a similar system called SEPA, and that's like a system for all European banks to transfer euros. And so those are the main on and off ramps that we offer. We have a trading pair for dollars and euros against all of the currencies on the exchange. But since you mentioned credit cards, we've just recently got accepted by a credit card processor here in Iceland, and we will be adding credit card on-ramping hopefully in the next 2 or 3 months.
Nice. Scott, is your hand up there?
No, I'm just enjoying everything I'm hearing.
Yeah, sounds like he's going to add credit cards here soon, so people could start using that. And when you sign up, like, let's say that where do you see things going with this? Do we if I wanted to just buy, like, say $20 or $30, do I have to go through do I have to give you a blood sample and a DNA sample and all that and an retina scan to buy $20 worth of crypto? I mean, is it really necessary?
Yeah. Well, now at the moment you have to do that.
Yeah.
You need your blood example.
Yeah.
No, we recently finished a talk with our regulator, the Central Bank in Iceland, and there is a way. If it's under 1,000 euros a month, we do not have to KYC you. So when we integrate credit cards on our platform, we will have the option for limited amounts. You can skip the KYC and buy with credit cards if it's under 1,000 euros.
Oh, that's good, man. That's exciting. So small casual payments, no KYC.
Yeah. So hopefully that would, help all those people with, 10, 50, euro purchases, and to just do it quick and easy.
Nice. And so what about, like, the actual exchange itself? So once you're in there, it's trading exchange, right? You're
so we have our base pair is either dollar or euro, and then you can trade BSV there. You can trade BTC and Ethereum, and USDC. So those are the main coins. But then we also have BSV traded against BTC and Ethereum. So the idea here is there are a lot of people that hold either Ethereum or BTC, so we can be a platform for them to convert into BSV. That's how I look at it, at least.
So do you think so? Do you give trading advice? Can I ask you about trading advice? And
Yes, it's going to $5.
Okay, good.
That was a meme back in the day, but
Yeah.
for the longest time I thought we were stuck at $50, but it's quite hard to give trading advice, and everyone is have to make up their own mind. Is it going up? Is it going down? Obviously, we want people to speculate a little bit and trade it. We get our revenue from that, but we are trying to. There's another project there that we are working on that is adding like a merchant point of sale system. And so the idea is it should not just be speculative trading. So we are enabling merchants to have a platform to directly convert their BSV into dollars or euros. And then you could come in there as a customer, tap up, get some BSV, and spend it with the merchant. So our idea is to maybe, have this kind of support the kind of use it in commerce, and then a couple of years later nobody will use the trading and just accept BSV. That would be brilliant.
So what's different about like your exchange versus one of these others? Let's say I don't know, KuCoin or one of these others. What's different about Orange Gateway?
I think we are a centralized exchange. We keep the data on our servers and so on, similar to all of those other exchanges. But we don't have tether. We have full banking behind us. So when majority of these exchanges out there, they only trade BTC for tether. They don't have any banking. And so the on and off ramp has to go through, a third party like a Coinbase or someone that is actually regulated. And then those coins, tether, flow into these other exchanges. So we are more like an exchange like Coinbase, but less like KuCoin or OKX or those tether exchanges.
I see. So there's no tether in here. So
no.
Is that a risk? Is that a risk reason why you didn't put tether?
Yeah, definitely. We chose to have USDC. We know that the market, is sometimes, that you need to pull liquidity out of one exchange and back and forth and so on. But we are, really hesitant of using tether. Just that firstly, they don't comply with the European MiCA regulations. But my thoughts are there are no dollars behind the tether. They might hold cryptocurrencies as collateral, but they do not have dollars. It's not backed by real dollar assets.
Yeah, it seems like they sure do print a lot of those tethers. I said, out of nowhere, they just show up.
I think it could be, the best trading advice is to look how many tethers are printed.
Yeah.
And then wait a couple of days and see all the crypto market go up. And but I think that's very fraudulent, this tether market that we have. It's not a dollar market. It's not a euro market. It's funny money. It's like, what's it called, Matador,
Yeah. Hopefully we can I want to get DXS and ARM into this conversation as well. So do you know about DXS at all? Have you ever heard about them, Thor?
I've heard about them, but, I respect them that they are building their platform, decentralized, and my hat's off to them for that.
Okay. So basically your understanding would be yours is a centralized platform and theirs is a decentralized platform. As
I understand it.
Okay. That would be the difference. All right. So maybe we could start with that. ARM, are you with us?
Hey guys, thanks for having me and pleasure to be here. also excited to meet Thor and thrilled that we're finally having some genuine professionals entering the BSV space and actually building.
Yeah, Thor, great to have you, and Arm, great to have you up with us, man. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we can use this as collaboration because, for one, Thor is going to be, well, I don't know if he's going to be marketing, but he can support US people. And as far as I understand, DXS cannot. Is that right?
Yeah, but that's not exactly because of the jurisdiction or the country from where we operate, but it's the nature of DXS business. Yeah, it's not an exchange. It's a futures trading platform. So it's called this kind of futures is called contract for difference, CFD, and it's somehow related to exchanges, but it's a different industry, really. It's a pretty significant industry in existence since 1960s, well before crypto came around, and our closest competitors or similar competitors to us are, for example, eToro. Maybe you've heard about this business. But yeah, on DXS, you don't really exchange assets with another person. You speculate on the volatility of the price.
So
And
you're
that's
not
the key
trading.
difference, yeah.
You're not trading assets on DXS.
Exactly. You're not trading assets. You are betting or speculating or making like profit out of the price direction.
Okay. Wow, that's totally different. I didn't know that. So, wow. Scott, do you know how this works?
No, I didn't realize it was like that. But it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
definitely interesting. What do you feel is the main advantage of that then compared to, like an exchange, or what actually sent you that way over going the route that, say, Orange Gateway went, or Coinbase, or people like that?
Well, the difference between CFDs and traditional exchanges is pretty straightforward. Right, a CFD is a special type of derivative invented specifically for retail traders to allow easy access to a whole variety of different markets. So thanks to this CFD approach, we allow our customers to speculate on all sorts of assets. We don't need to market make or create an order book for every specific asset separately. We have a mutual liquidity pool, and using this mutual liquidity pool, you can bet on oil, on gold, on Ethereum, or on forex currency pairs, on all sorts of other commodities. Yeah, all from the same platform, using the same collateral, and you get the best prices, the most liquid prices from the most liquid exchanges from around the world. And that's not the advantage of DXS. That's the advantage of these CFD derivative type we're using. So it's just a different business, different target audience, really.
What inspired you to get? I mean, I guess. Okay, so I in my novice viewpoint, I'm familiar with, I think it's called Unisat or Unisat. They're on Ethereum, and they claim to be a decentralized exchange. But is that similar to what you guys are doing?
Unisat, I thought Unisat is some kind of a logistical 3P asset sustainability platform. Yeah, it's about supply chains, as far as I can see. Yeah, it's something different from financial technology, but it's leveraging blockchain to enhance supply chains.
Okay, I was thinking about Unisat. Maybe it's Unisat. I
Oh,
don't know.
maybe Unisat, Unisat. Oh yeah, maybe it's different. I have no idea what is Unisat.
Okay, you don't know what it is. Anyways, apparently,
Yeah.
I thought that was an Ethereum decentralized exchange. They were trying to sell Ethereum like this, and I'm wondering if that's where you started at, or like what your what
Uh,
was your inspiration for all this?
so yeah, just to repeat myself, we're not an exchange. Yeah, so there is no like two parties exchanging any sort of asset on DXS. Yeah, and you can just look up eToro as the largest CFD trading operator around the world.
Yeah, I see that.
Just to get yourself familiar with it, yeah. But the inspiration was that we felt, or we know that the system is crooked in the very heart of it, and I mean not just crypto, but financial system as a whole. Yeah, the best example are buybacks, for example, buybacks, and we have had a thread about it a while ago. The idea of buyback is like classic Ponzi, and like even companies like Cisco or Apple are very much into it. You know, the amount of buybacks exceeded the market capitalization of many businesses. So you basically take on leverage on the company. You use these funds to prop up the price, and then you sell your shares, your personal shares, at much higher valuations. The same thing Michael Saylor is doing with MicroStrategy. Yeah, he is using his company to take on leverage financing. He uses these funds to prop up Bitcoin, and he sells his personal BTC holdings, making money. But obviously, I mean, in case of Michael Saylor, it's a big group of people.
So, what are your thoughts on Michael Saylor and his take about Bitcoin?
Yeah, as I just said, it's just a classic buyback type of Ponzi scheme. Yeah, and we feel that retail traders are the greatest victims of this crooked system. We see that Bitcoin is just about the same thing. It's about single source of truth, about honesty, and we just picked CFD as the most popular trading derivative amongst retail traders, and built it on top of Bitcoin, so that if you as a trader use a platform, a CFD platform operating on genuine Bitcoin rails, your funds are sheltered, your trading data are sheltered, and because our liquidity is autonomous, you know, the whales, the banksters, they don't get richer.
So how does it work exactly? You're saying it's built on top of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So can
well,
yeah, I heard
yeah,
on your last interview was it's built with smart contracts, and you got it's non-custodial through smart contracts.
Well, you connect to DXS with your Web3 wallet. You have funds on your wallet. You want to bet on something. You want to trade Ethereum, for example. Yeah, you open a long position. A certain amount is debited from your wallet to collateralize the trade. And this transaction, this information, it's all broadcasted onto BitcoinSV chain.
And so is it okay, it's broadcasted. So therefore there's a receipt, there's a log on there.
Yeah, that's the key.
And so this is also like as we've seen with like GameStop, where there's been some a lot of interesting trading going on with that. Is this sort of a solution to solve these problems that we're seeing with GameStop and other businesses like Toys R Us and things like that, which are almost shorted into bankruptcy?
Well, yeah, in a way, we believe that retail traders, they don't need to be in the whales order books. Yeah, we believe that whales are just by controlling or owning all of the data about retail traders, they can just with 100% certainty make the majority of retail traders lose, right? Because they basically control the market. That's, for example, how Robinhood operates as well. Because Robinhood, they doesn't charge any fee, but they sell data about their customers to market makers and to whales. And this data is actual cash. Having this data at hand means that you understand how much money you would make by investing certain amount into this particular order book. Yeah, so we believe that retail traders should be sheltered from big guys, so that big guys will no longer be able to take advantage of their position and exploit little guys.
So how exactly is that done? Why can't a big whale come on to DXS and exploit these traders?
Because there is no order book to start with. Yeah, big guys, they need order book, and CFD platforms, they don't have order book. CFD platforms, they stream prices from liquid exchanges, right? From exchanges where big guys trade, basically. So we take prices from them and we offer these prices for retail traders to speculate on them.
And so what is BS? So what is the collateral that people are bringing into DXS? Is it BSV?
Yeah, it was BSV at start, and then after a few years of hardcore development, and we designed an Ethereum smart contract and other blockchain smart contracts to onboard stablecoins.
Oh, okay, so you have stablecoins too.
USDT, USDC, DAI stablecoin as well, the one running on Ethereum, and also BTC, WBTC, a wrapped BTC coin running on Ethereum chain, and Ethereum itself.
Okay, so other cryptos, they can use that for collateral, bring it into DXS.
Yeah, the solution is still in beta, but it's been in beta for a while, and the full version will be released in the near future.
All right,
but yeah, it's all functioning today.
And so, but the real, it sounds like, okay. Yeah, I was having a show yesterday about like the utility, and I always ask like what the utility was for BTC and what exactly how is it being used, and nobody could seem to answer it. But it sounds like what you're saying is that you're actually using the BSV blockchain to log all this stuff. Is that
right? Right, we're basically wrapping BTC into a BSV based token.
Scott?
Do you feel that sort of gives the user a more transparent sort of business to work with? What really differs you from eToro? Is it just the recording the trades and everything on the BSV chain, or is there anything else that you're very proud that stands you out from the companies like eToro, even though you have a similar financial options?
Yeah, I believe you pointed it out correctly. That's the on-chain nature of DXS is the key, and just to say it in a simpler way, it's a non-custodial nature, right? the whole premise of crypto is self-custody. I mean, one of the key advantages, one of the reasons why crypto became so popular, because there is no counterparty holding your assets for you. And that's the key advantage.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're actually, when people are using DXS, you're not custodying the assets. It's non-custodial.
That's right. That's right. There is a trick here, a temporary downside, that while the trade is open, the collateral is in our custody. But this is a technical task we're working on. But as soon as the trade is closed, the collateral and the profit are sent back to your non-custodial wallet. And we are working with the inventor of STAS protocol to make the access full cycle non-custodial.
Okay, so
using UTXO capabilities.
All right, so I want to ask you about that STAS and how that works. But okay, maybe you can actually, tell us first, what exactly is this STAS? How are you working with that? How are you using STAS?
Yes, STAS is something that kept us on BSV, because when we were looking for means to scale beyond BSV, to accept stablecoiners, we were looking for a token protocol, a BSV token protocol, and then there was no such. All of the token protocols were sacrificing a non-custodial nature of Bitcoin. Like, for example, tokenized, and we are very religious about non-custodiality. Really, we believe this. Like, that's the key for success of crypto. And STAS basically leveraged the satoshis, the single sets that comprise Bitcoin, and created an actual token using scripting language. And all you need for STAS to operate just an indexer that will handle STAS-powered UTXOs properly. So basically, STAS is the regular Satoshi, but with certain parameters recorded on the chain that allows a business to understand, to tell a normal Satoshi from STAS Satoshi. So basically, to understand, to validate the token. Only using data available on the chain.
So it sounds like, is it like a stable coin?
No, it's a token protocol. It can be a stable coin, it can be anything, just like a token.
Scott, do you understand this?
Well, yeah, obviously, if you wanted to tokenize water, say, for example, that wouldn't be a stable coin, but it would be something that would be able to be digitally traded and moved around, which is with greater ease than actually physically moving the item itself. So obviously, this isn't a physical item; it's a digital exchange. It's a trade happening, whether that be getting some Ethereum, whether it be short in this, long in that. And so it's almost like a marker which is just attached to rather than it's a commoditization of information. Really, it's a small amount of money attached to the transaction of the trade. That's how I would understand it. I'm not the most technical person, but single sat usage is just using the smallest denomination to attach a piece of information or data to a transaction, if I understand it correctly.
ARM?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
Oh, good. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
I'm
Bitcoin
not
is,
so bad
as Craig Wright often says, Bitcoin is a token system, and that's the key. Right? The key functionality of Bitcoin is tokenization. No, and the BSV native coin is just the fuel to power the unbounded tokenization, and then you can tokenize fiat currencies, water, whatever, energy, anything. Yeah, you can use the tokens to transform physical assets into digital ownership rights.
Nice. Okay. So what do you would you? There's a new stable coin. It's called Money stablecoin. That's TBD on development right now. With they're going to be using BSV. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, sure. And then talked to Victor, who is the CTO of the project, I believe, and was trying to convince him to use STAS protocol. He actually agreed, but then disappeared.
Tell me why. Tell me why use STAS protocol as opposed to I don't know, one sat ordinals or tokenized or what other options are there besides? I mean, I guess what could they be using?
Yeah, STAS is the only viable solution for DXS because of its non-custodial nature. It preserves all of the benefits of original Bitcoin. For example, a one-sat protocol, they need an oracle. They need an external data server or external hub to validate the transactions. While in case of STAS, all the data is always available on chain. Yeah, the only thing you need to start validating and accepting STAS tokens is a node, an open source indexer that you can run on your premise, and it will just synchronize with Bitcoin nodes and start validating STAS tokens. Yeah, all of the data required to validate STAS tokens is always available on chain. There is no third party involved.
So if you're okay, so you're saying use STAS for the stable coin, and that way it's all completely decentralized. There's no what would be no, but there's no what's the advantage?
Yeah, it remains non-custodial.
Non-custodial.
And from regulatory perspective, it's also quite important.
Do you need when moving forward, when Terranode is released and simplified payment verification, is that going to affect DXS in a better or how do you feel DXS is going to be cope with the advantages of Terranode?
Well, that's another benefit, a huge benefit of STAS, because STAS is integral part of the original Bitcoin blockchain. It just operates just like native BSV. Yeah, there is no scaling ceiling. As long as BSV scales, STAS scales because STAS equals BSV. Yeah, and the same thing with SPV and Terranode. And we don't really focus on Terranode that much at the moment because it's like still too far away. Yeah, whenever it comes, we will simply adapt. Yeah, no worries here.
Nice. So what I mean, ultimately, how the heck are things going? I mean, are you guys growing? Are you stable? Are you, as a business, are you profitable? Do you feel happy with success? I mean, how are things going for you guys?
Well, we've been around since the very beginning of BSV, and even before that, we started on BitShares, EOS, Ethereum. We used other chains in the early days. Yeah, we feel comfortable. We have a stable, loyal customer base. We're just starting. Maybe we have around like 50 external customers, stable coiners at the moment. Yeah, testing our beta wrapping solution, because we built our own wallet, we built Ethereum smart contracts. Yeah, we built the token protocol to handle it all. And yeah, we're just starting to onboard non-BSVers onto DXS.
Wow. So it's,
and that's the key challenge, yeah, here, because it's a big educational work, and that's why calls like this are super important. And yeah, our goal, unlike BSV oriented exchanges like Orange Gateway, which is absolutely essential. We are trying to onboard USDTers to BSV. Yeah, we understand it very well may be a Ponzi, but that's actually the foundation of the whole crypto universe today. You know, even BSV is valued in tethers. You know, without tethers, I'm pretty confident price will be much lower. But yeah, USDT just exists. We can't deny it. It's enormously popular. It's the most widely adopted cryptocurrency in the world. Everybody uses it. I'm pretty sure that the Fed endorsed and maybe controls USDT from the shadows. Otherwise, they would have shut it down like long ago. So yeah, our goal today is to onboard users of USDT onto BSV rails so that they can finally start transacting their USDTs at zero cost, at zero fee.
Okay, so before we go more into Tether, I brought Alex up as well. What's up, Alex?
How's it going, Gavin?
Good.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. So please join into the conversation as you. Casey's got her hand up.
Yeah. Can I just add
Go ahead.
the STAS thing, just to give a bit of context? The advantage is it becomes cash as opposed to a instrument that needs to be held by like a licensed broker. It becomes a bearer instrument, and shares are typically illegal if they're bearer instruments today, but that might not always be the case in the future. Partly because Bitcoin solved the reason why they needed to be given to licensed brokers is because people were making copies and stuff. So yeah, the triple entry accounting has kind of solved that problem. So maybe we can have bearer instruments again, in which case STAS is the perfect protocol for that. And until someone comes up with another way to do it, it looks like STAS is going to be the future on that.
What's the difference between like STAS versus one sat ordinals?
One sat ordinals uses like Taproot basically to put data in basically an op false op return. So it's not actually executed in script. Because it's not executed in script, Bitcoin doesn't see it. So the token can be lost very easily. And typically you need a third party to then index the whole chain or whatever to find that data. But with STAS, it's executed in script. So as long as you follow the protocol, Bitcoin validates it, and yeah, you can have a self-custody wallet using STAS scripts.
Man. Okay, so you mentioned, Aram, about how Orange Gateway is super essential to what's going on here. Can you touch on that? And maybe we could bring Thor back up as well. Why do you think it's essential to have Orange Gateway?
Because since Tal promised to build a high quality exchange, we haven't heard much about it, and we still don't have a BSV-oriented exchange provider, exchange platform. Yeah, not they're like we just have the wallet. Yeah, Rock Wallet is basically the only solution to acquire BSV today. BSV is like is orphaned, and we just really needed to keep it up.
Yeah. Go ahead, Thor.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, yeah. I saw that same problem. There were maybe too few options to get it after all the delistings, and so here we are, starting our business, trying to get the word out, and maybe you guys could check it out. But we opened up for referral links on our platform today, so I'm trying to recruit you guys all to spread the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, the referral program is aimed to kind of incentivize everyone to point people in our direction. We're still very small. I think we are trading maybe not more than $10,000 to $20,000 per day. So it's slow. It's starting to kind of ramp up, but we need more customers.
Yeah. So, and it sounds like it's a natural transition to where like people bring in fiat they can't bring fiat to DXS. They got to go to Orange Gateway.
Yeah. Maybe that would be a good collaboration also for us if all the discussions regarding stablecoins on BSV come to fruition, and then we can be a good place to onboard people to stablecoins, and then those stablecoins can flow through the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gavin, just to quickly add to what just Thor said, that I totally agree. We need a stablecoin native to BSV, and then it is another essential goal and challenge, and money promised to deliver it, but since yet they started with Ethereum rails, which was surprising. And yeah, the community, the BSV space really needs a native stablecoin.
Yeah, you're talking about the money coin that they started with Ethereum.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely there needs to be a native BSV stablecoin. We've actually sent in an inquiry to our regulator. What is required to issue a legal stablecoin out of our platform or out of our jurisdiction? And we are waiting for, if there are, I think there are some capital requirements that if you launch a stablecoin, you have to kind of prove to the regulator that the funds are there, and you need equity, buffer in case there's a, mismanagement or anything like that. So we are actually waiting on answers from our regulator. What is required if we try to do this ourselves.
This is it sounds awesome, and I believe you can talk to Bernhard from Genti.
Yeah,
maybe you have already, and he's a big proponent of Stas.
I did invite him to this conversation as well, to the space. So he may pop in if he's free, but I did invite Bernhard as well.
Yeah, he's already got a stable coin going up there in Switzerland.
Yeah.
For the Swiss franc, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Correct. What's going to happen? Why do we need a stable coin on BSV ARM? I mean, what's it going to do once I guess, what's the use case? Maybe that's probably better. What's the use case?
Well, the main use case is that we can start selling goods and services, for an actual actual asset stable, which is stable in price.
No.
Yeah, because it's hard to sell BSV to somebody who is not into Satoshi drama and blockchain and everything. It is very volatile, and it's hard to make them hold it to spend it on all sorts of goods and services. While USD is a common currency. If it operates natively on top of BSV, then the user holding native stablecoin will be able to buy goods and services from a non-custodial wallet at zero transaction fee.
Yeah, I share that view. I think that would be brilliant. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, though, we have been thinking about if like a merchant point of sale system, maybe it's too early because there are too few people using BSV as currency, even though it would be possible. But then it's true, you know, our normal user willing to take the risk of holding a BSV for you know, buying a beer or something, and the next day it's 20% off or not. So maybe stablecoins will fix that.
Exactly. Adoption of BSV will not come from adoption of BSV coin, but from adoption of BSV as a rails for tokens running on top of it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
So it sounds like you guys think that the stable coin should be token. It should be a token. Is that what you said?
It's a token by definition.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
That's where I guess I'm just a little bit. I need a little. I think everybody, honestly, I think the people at Money, that everybody needs a little education on this. So I'm recording this call. Maybe we can talk about this a little bit more on what the heck, on some ideas on how to launch the Money properly. You know, the best way.
Well, I was under the view that the reason it was put onto Ethereum first was because of it would draw a greater attention at ETH, and so then when it then moved and set up onto BSV as well, maybe some of those people on Ethereum would be pulled over. But it does seem that it's got a 5.2 million market cap currently, so it's still quite small.
Well, it shows. Yeah, the whole purpose of having, well, I don't know. For me, you know, having it on Ethereum, it shows someone like me that it's regulatory compliant in the U.S. because I can get it. So it automatically, that's what it proves by doing it that way. You know, so
I honestly think it could also be an onboarding issue because most of these exchanges out there have software for Ethereum. It's easy to add a Ethereum token. To ask all of those exchanges out there to add a BSV stash token or something, that would be a kind of technical issue for all of those exchanges. So it might also just be that they were trying to get, you know, onboarding more easily.
It's 100%. It's got to be separate from crypto. So that's one of the things that's being, you know, discussed is like, hey, you know, when you do it, it shouldn't be onboarding into a crypto exchange. It's just onboarding into the stablecoin, and it should be 2 clicks, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
Dude. So, I mean, I guess go ahead. I mean, I guess the problems is like, well, why not one sat ordinals? Why not tokenize? Why sats? Why this sats protocol? And you know, that's really hopefully we can explore that a little bit more here.
Yeah, the best guy.
Yeah,
Sorry, Scott. Please, can I quickly?
I'm going to just add on to what Gavin said. So also, is the tech of Stas differ because of obviously with the amount of techs that have been happening recently on the network? Certain sites like OneSats have had difficulties processing. I'm not sure if it's test transactions or what's happening, but we've seen tens of millions. Is the STAS get caught up in that that traffic, so to speak?
Our infrastructure survived without any casualties. No locks, no issues at all. And
That's great to hear.
Yeah. By the way, Thor,
Yep.
should you move forward with your stablecoin venture, you will have a choice between VNX, STAS infrastructure, and ours.
Yeah.
And we are happy to install our infrastructure on your premises if you decide so.
Yeah, it's still very early. We have to get answers from a regulator if
that's
we
the
are
easy
allowed
part.
to do this.
Regulatory stuff is the hard, long part. Yeah, that's the easy part. Just for your information.
So thank you for that.
So Arm, you guys and VNX have stablecoin technology right now that you built. Is that what you're saying?
Well, here in this particular case, I was referring to token infrastructure, not necessarily stablecoin. The stablecoin part is the Ethereum smart contract that wraps ERC tokens into STAS tokens. That's a separate thing. Yeah, but in case of VNX, VNX has their own infrastructure, and we do have our own as well. But as far as I understand, VNX infrastructure, it relies on their internal database, while our infrastructure is just a software that syncs up with Bitcoin nodes and operates from anywhere.
And what is Ben using at Senti?
Ben is using VNX, as far as I know. Yeah, well, because our was not available at the time when he needed it, actually. But yeah, Ben is the best person, the most educated person to explain what is STAS actually, why is it better, what are the regulatory implications, and he was the one who convinced me to use STAS actually.
What were you looking at when you were looking into this? What else were you looking into?
Tokenized.
Oh, tokenized
was the only alternative actually. Well, we also had money button protocol, something else, but yeah.
What about, did you have one-sat ordinals at that time?
Well, one-sat is not really, was not really a choice, an option.
Okay. Good. Wow.
It's for NFTs. It's for that kind of stuff.
Oh, NFTs. All right.
It's for playing, yeah.
Well, dude, yeah, this is good, man. It sounds like once this, I don't know, if there's a stable coin on chain, it sounds like, are you guys going to, I don't know, what's the use case is going to be not just for DXS and not just for Orange Gateway, you're saying it's going to be just industry wide. Everybody can use it.
I think so. I think, let's say Uniswap that you mentioned earlier is selling, a traceability solution to someone. Maybe they would price it in a stable coin.
Yeah.
All the service providers in the space, maybe they, need stable coins for their services.
I also have been talking to Daniel from Lamind.
Oh, good.
Maybe you know the stuff. And he has put together a petition, sort of a petition, that we need a native stablecoin. We need an easy way to get people buy native stablecoin, BSV, smoothless ramps, and that's why I was surprised with money stablecoin issuing on Ethereum first, although it was obvious that they needed Ethereum. But I thought the goal is to fuel development of BSV apps. Yeah, and the one and only most vital thing BSV apps need is a stablecoin to provide services to the outer world.
And why can't BSV people at the moment use something like what Senti is offering, what Bernard is offering with the Swiss franc payment token?
Oh, they are using, but Swiss franc is not. It's like a local currency. Yeah, we need USD really. And
Okay, so it's just a case of,
yeah, and the ramps, I believe Senti ramps are only available in Switzerland. Not sure.
No, they're available to any euros. So I as a UK citizen, I use them to cash out and to buy as well, using like Revolut because there's a euro account on there.
Cool.
But yeah, I've not used their stablecoin as of yet, but it's something I am looking into using and just playing around with it as anything new comes out. I like to play with it and try and break it and find some bugs in it, see what the good is and see what the bad is.
Yeah, very good point. We at DXS also need it on board it, really.
Yeah. And now's a good time to bring up any questions or comments. So if anybody wants to come up on stage and request, feel free to do so. Casey, if there's any questions or comments, we can bring them up here. So go ahead and continue. I think Armor. Let's see. You guys still have how much? What's your timeline look like on availability here? We've been going a little over an hour.
Yeah, I'm good. No problems.
Arm.
I'm also good for another half an hour.
Trusty Arm. Yeah, nice. That's cool. So Trusty Arm on Twitter, it looks like. Trusty ARYM. No, ARM.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah. So you're an original Bitcoin guy. You've been around. Well, you were building on Ethereum, it sounds like, and you were using Ethereum. What was the problem? Why didn't you just stay with Ethereum?
Well, we really needed negligible transaction fees. Yeah, we wanted to record everything on chain, and being able to do it requires almost zero transaction fees.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, with doing it on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So Thor, what's your plan, man? What are you up to with the Orange Gateway? You just want adoption. You got the referral links now, and so we can share that, and people would start.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, buying BSV using Orange Gateway, and then you'll be launching the looks like no KYC here rather soon.
Yeah, we have our developers working now on integration, and so never give hard promises when we launch the credit card part, but hopefully in maybe 2 months. We are also kind of working on opening up in more jurisdictions. We are now open for North America, most of Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and a couple of Asian countries. And we are just about to kind of, maybe open up worldwide if those countries are not on sanction lists and so on.
I mean, I almost look at it as like having an Icelandic bank account being from America, in a way.
Don't do that. We're not a bank.
Okay, it's not a bank. All right.
You can deposit funds to us, but the idea is, that you're going to make a purchase one day.
Okay.
And you don't get any interest on your funds when they are on our account. So don't look at it as a bank account.
All right, it's not a bank account. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if our plans go through, then maybe by New Year's we could open up for just all countries that are not sanctioned. credit cards, hopefully also by New Year's. And we are also looking at maybe adding a mobile wallet or a mobile app. And like I mentioned earlier, like a merchant point of sale system. And maybe that's also too early for our business, but that's all in the pipeline.
Nice. Yeah, this was so needed, man. I mean, thank you for doing this. So, I mean, it's really great to see, having.
Yeah, we've also kind of thought about should we open like a futures market and so on. We are a little struggling with that because then we step into a space where we are offering a service that is not legal in every country. Like in the US, I think you cannot offer people directly. It's a form of gamble when you go into the futures and leverage markets. So we've thought about it, but it might be later down the road for us. But I think also might be interesting is to create like a loan market where people can deposit their crypto and get a loan in fiat.
Nice. Okay, so loan on crypto and fiat. That's coming.
Yeah. We're looking into it. We've asked our regulator because crypto is in a strange place because it's not a financial asset. It's not defined as security. It's not defined as money, and so our regulator they have a little hard problem. Can we lend fiat or lend crypto? They don't really know how to turn with these questions, but we are asking them and pushing our regulators to kind of clear the air, what we can do and what we can't. But I think that would be very interesting also, like microloans. Let's say you have some crypto, you don't really want to sell it, but you lend it to someone, and then you might not have to pay tax because it's just a loan.
I see. So you could basically do a loan on your crypto in fiat.
Yeah.
Right out of
just a collateralized loan. So someone is then giving you $100. You put up collateral in form of BSV or some other coin, and you agree to pay the lender interest. So that would be an interesting product too.
How would
like micro banking? Okay,
and then how exactly would the collection go? So let's say that I were to do that and I were to borrow some money from the exchange. How would they collect from me?
So if I think the responsibility would be on your end to fulfill your obligations to pay back, and if you don't, they can take the collateral.
Oh, okay. There'd be some sort of a contract where they could take the collateral.
Yeah. Anyway, these are ideas that we are kind of thinking about. What's possible, and obviously we want to work with a regulator and see if we are stepping on any toes. But I think there are many business opportunities that can involve crypto and exchanging or other products like this, a loan market.
Yeah. So Arm, he mentioned some of the futures trades that it may not be allowed. And I'm wondering how are you doing it all legally and regulatory compliant where you're not concerned with that?
We just copycatted whatever other CFD platforms are doing. Basically, you set up a legal entity in St. Vincent, Grenadines. It's somewhere near Antigua, I believe. And then you can legally provide CFD brokerage services to all countries around the world where it's not where it's regulatorily possible, where it's not illegal. So we can't operate in the US, in Canada, we can't operate in the UK. Switzerland is also forbidden. And there is like a list of maybe 20, 25 countries where we don't provide services. Other than that,
is there a workaround for U.S. citizens? Casey asked me about this for using DSX app.
Yeah, in case of UK, there is a workaround where you can obtain a license, but in case of in the US, CFDs as a form of derivative are just banned.
So we got to change the laws out here in order to do that.
Yeah.
I see. So, or do we have to wait? Yeah. So she asked about that. There's no workaround. Sorry, Casey, you're out of luck. You got to move out of the country and give up your U.S. citizenship. Roger Ver tried that. He tried giving up a U.S. citizen, moving out of the country, and they threw him in jail. It was really inappropriate. So, you know,
crazy story.
Crazy story. Crazy.
Yeah, he was the guy who introduced me to BSV, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What,
I mean, I don't know him in person, but yeah, I've watched his YouTube videos.
was it when he was before Bitcoin Cash came out, or what was it that inspired? What was it?
Yeah, before Bitcoin Cash, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a dude yesterday. Oh, man, who was it that was posting it? There was really some history on the Bitcoin Cash. I didn't even know the guy who actually started Bitcoin Cash. It wasn't Roger Ver. It was another guy, and I forget his name at this point. But I think he's doing eCash now, as far as I know.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So Reno, you're up with us, man. What's up? You're on stage. How you doing?
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I had a good go on connecting my wallet and getting in there and making a few trades, just mucking around. So thanks for, definitely some gratitude there for this product and the awareness of it. And looking forward to, just getting more familiar. I wonder if you could outline the fee structure, so I could understand that better. For something like a BSV,
Which
USD.
who's this question directed to?
ARM.
Okay.
So you mean the fees that our users pay to trade, right?
Yeah, okay, I'll give you an example. I'm just wondering, how long, just the cost benefit analysis, say, if I was thinking, I don't know, that BTC was going to drop versus BSV in a month's time, how long could I hold that trade for where it's worth my while, sort of thing, in a longer time frame?
I see. Yeah. So we don't charge a fee to open or to close, but we charge fee for you to hold a trade, and the annual interest to hold a crypto trade is about 14%, I believe, charged 3 times a day.
Okay, so, yeah, great. So that answers my question.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go on.
I can share the FAQ article about fees.
If you share it with Casey here, she can post it in the nest. Arm.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, and then so Reno, you talked about doing a bet against BTC. Why do you think there's something wrong with BTC? Is it going to go down versus BSV in the future? What are your thoughts?
Well, no, I just want to. What I really want is a tool that is over longer time. I get these products are sort of, if you see like day trading, and you can make money on a sort of movement throughout the day. But I guess it's more, like in a month's time or 2 months' time to have, I think this asset will change value compared to that one, and to sort of do it that way is what I would be interested in, I guess.
Can you do that, Arm?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a BSV BTC pair, although the volume limit is pretty low there. I believe it's around 3K, but yeah, it's available.
Okay. So you could do a short, like a short position, I guess. What did you have in mind, Bruno?
Well, yeah, I get okay. So, say this whole 100K thing with Bitcoin is a limit, right? And say Bitcoin's at 98 or 99K, or and you just want to tag it at the highest point, and then just let it run for a while. That's how much. Say I put in $100. I guess I'm a bit new to the trading thing, and a bit of I'm still learning how to use it. So with the fee structure, would you get charged 15% a day of the amount that's on that trade?
No, and I just checked. You will be charged 0.05% a day over total amount of the position.
Okay, so that would be 0.05%. So that's 5 cents of $100 a day. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, and the other idea that Orange brought up, which I thought deserves to be highlighted, because Kiyosaki talks a lot about this, like making money from never selling your assets and simply getting debt off your assets. So if some of us here have a lot of BSV and we don't want to sell it, but we want to still, go out into the world and use that capital, even having a one-to-one sort of feature where you could, rest your BSV somewhere and then get a loan off the value of its current value.
Yeah. And
then go out and
ARM, there's something on there that I figured out when I was out of the country at one point with DXS, where I could stake or something. I could loan BSV or stake it. I remember doing that, and I staked or loaned a bunch, and then over like a couple years it's going to go up or something in value. What is that still around or available?
Yeah, it's called the liquidity provision.
Yeah,
and it's a long-term opportunity.
Right. I did
And
that, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and you get paid daily of variable APY. Yeah, and the return depends on the actual trading volumes. So if today we have like 500 active traders on the platform, and they generated on average 7.5 return in the last 3 years, and we believe that when we get like 5,000 or 10,000 active traders, including the stablecoin traders, these numbers will go up significantly.
Yeah, it's like
they may become like equity-like.
Yeah, it's like
rates of returns.
when I looked at it, when I did it, it was like you put in whatever. Let's say you put 100 BSV, and you get back. I don't know what the percentage was, but it's like, is it over a year or 2 years, or how is the time?
Yeah, there is a. So the total return is not unlimited, because otherwise it will be like regulatory hard or regulatory uncertain. So this is like a deposit, like a termed deposit, right? So your maximum amount of return you can get is limited, is limited. So as soon as you get the entire return, and we don't know how much it will take. Yeah, the actual rate of return depends on the volume, on platform growth, and if you just study the guide there, depending on the available liquidity rounds, the maximum return can be different. For example, the liquidity providers sitting in the first round, their maximum return on investment is 10x, 1000% basically.
Right.
So they may get it back in a few years or maybe much longer. Yeah, it depends on the platform growth.
Yeah. So for people who don't want to sell BSV, they just want to hold it, and that's good for them basically.
And get some interest.
Yeah.
It's like farming or staking, similar to that.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, if anybody else wants to jump up, feel free. We got Cam in the audience. I see you there. If anybody else wants to jump up and ask questions, Reno, what else is on your mind? Anything else you wanted to talk about? No.
No, I'm okay. That was good. Yeah, I'll look into that. That's really great. Thanks again, guys.
Yeah.
I had a couple of questions. Two questions. One is my own and one is not my own. First one, is there any risks in sort of like staking your BSV to gain on that? Like, if the company goes bankrupt, do you lose all of your savings, or how is that covered? And the second question also was a question I think that was posed to you, Gavin, in a previous space by Vinny Lingham, who was talking about when he does trade with BSV, he's finding that he's having to wait for like 30 confirmations on a trade. And this is sort of and it's sort of really causing him trouble and struggles within larger investments and trading. And I'm just wondering, does Stas or does anything that you guys offer sort of solve that problem that he's facing?
Well,
please go ahead.
Okay. So for us, we take like 30 confirmations for BSV deposits. And that is mainly because of the risk of double spending that has happened in the past for BSV. So we take a little precautions, that the deposit isn't a double spend and then just vanishes when you've already sold it.
Would the DAR or the NAR have any reflection upon that sort of necessary 30 confirmations if you knew there was like a way that if there was some fraudulent activity, then you would have a secondary coverage over that?
Yeah. We have a secondary thing. It is like a limit on our exchange when the deposits are quite large. Then we limit, we have to kind of manually check. And what we do is we check the blockchain and see that there isn't like 100 confirmations coming in the last, couple of minutes. So we have a limit also to kind of protect ourselves from possible double spends.
Is there any sort of like fast lanes or VIP accounts or anything, if people can sort of say, hey, I'm not just a little day trader, I'm a big trader, spend a lot of money?
We don't have that at the moment, but we have been, I mentioned earlier, we are kind of thinking about a merchant point of sale system. And there we are thinking about, allowing like 0 confirmations if the amounts are, reasonably small, so that normal transactions, you're buying a beer or something, it would go through straight away, and the merchant would, actually get a quote instantly. He's selling this beer for $2, and he will actually get $2 for it. Then we've also kind of looked at the SPV wallets. If we should integrate a full SPV wallet where we broadcast the transactions ourselves, that is maybe a little bit more secure, but yeah. So not for the big guys, but we might accept fewer confirmations for smaller amounts.
Right. So it's less security for small amounts.
Yeah, less to lose for us if it's a double spend.
And how do people who want to spend a large amount trading, how do they sort of navigate that hurdle of high confirmations?
They would have to kind of, have some liquidity on our exchange, and then just wait for the opportunity instead of, having to rely on the, like in BTC, it's like 3 confirmation, which is usual for BTC transactions, and that is like in half an hour. But yeah, you would have to kind of have a stash of BTC on our platform, stash of BSV on our platform, and then wait for the opportunity to, liquidate if that opportunity shows itself.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for
So
that.
how long does it
And
take for 30 confirmations?
What's that, like 5 hours or something? And maybe, if you're arbitraging between 2 exchanges, then maybe that's a hard trade when you're buying on one exchange, sending it over to the other, and then maybe the price is gone. The arbitrage between the markets might be gone. So maybe arbitraging is quite hard unless you have liquidity on both exchanges.
Mm. Yeah. Well, what is Vinny's complaint about that, Scott? Maybe Alex, do you want to summarize it? You probably know better than, or Scott or Alex. I remember Vinny came on in space and complained about too many confirmations.
Yeah, I think he was just saying it was just too slow for him. He's not able to capitalize on the events that he's seeing, I'm guessing. I mean, yeah. I'm not speaking for him at all. It would be great for him to let us know in the future, but I'm guessing that's what it is, where he's trading large amounts of capital. He's just running into the problem of a lot of confirmations taking a long time. So I think he needs the quick flow, quick, right, here's an opportunity, I take it, boom, cash in, cash out. That's how I would guess it is.
And so
I would understand the problem the same way.
Yeah, but I see. But you're saying the problem is solved if he's on one exchange. But if he's going in between Orange Gateway and a different exchange, then that's gonna, yeah.
Then he will just have to have liquidity on both of them, have BSV on both of them. And so if the price is a little high on one, he sells, and on the other one, he buys BSV. So he's always then arbitraging, taking the spread between the price on the exchanges. So that requires having BSV on both exchanges and dollars on both exchanges.
So how does it work then with, let's say, we send BSV as small casual payments and it shows up instantly. How come that's possible?
Because you're sending to someone, and it's up to him either to, if you're buying something, he might be skeptical to hand you over, a new car or something.
Yeah.
But he might not be that hesitant to hand you over a can of Coke.
I see. So well, in this case, if we're just sending BSV to another guy, he gets it right away.
It shows up instantaneously, or just about instant. But it's the trust, will it get confirmed on the blockchain?
Got it. Makes sense.
Or is this guy a scammer that is trying to double spend?
Yeah. How often does that happen where they do that, where they double spend it?
It happens from time to time, and I was talking with Siggy, the Terranode developer, the other day, and he was telling me there are some guys now, there are some double spends happening, and that's probably someone developing some app and they're having it's always coming in, but they don't get mined into a block. So accepting such an transaction, you handing over some goods or services, and then the transaction did not confirm on the blockchain. That's the risk.
Yeah.
But I think almost anyone would do it for small purchases.
Yeah, totally. So let's do a time check here. Arm, you mentioned 30 minutes. We're a little bit past that now. So how are we doing on time? And we
yeah, if there is anything else I can address.
No, I think that's it. I
Leslie,
mean, that's all I had. If anybody else has any last comments or questions, we can wrap up there, and then I can. Well, Scott, if you want to go into any other subjects, because I had a couple other things to bring up as well. So before we, I'd rather we can continue the space, but I see if there's anything else from Orange Gateway or DXS that we want to discuss. One thing I think is really key is this stablecoin initiative. Like it sounds like right now you have a lot of experience on that, and we need to brainstorm together with Ben. And Ben, as you mentioned, is the guy that convinced you how to do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, true that.
So that's the big takeaway for me is that I'll be I will definitely put this kind of together with Ben and Daniel and the guys at Money, and I will I'll put a little brainstorming to set. We're actually meeting tomorrow in the morning, so all of us, and so I'll see if I can discuss something with Ben either after that or before that and pick his brain a little bit.
Awesome.
I have messaged him as well, so he does know, but he did say he's pretty busy and he apologized. He's also cooking, so I think it's definitely on his radar. Having a meeting tomorrow will be even better as well.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll put that out there to Daniel, and we'll definitely meet with Ben and see what he's doing. That's totally a good idea. Yeah. Regarding the stablecoin, we want to do it right. I know they want to do it right. I know that much, and make it all compliant and work. Not have to, yeah. So that's a big takeaway for me. It sounds like if we can have a stablecoin, and the goal for that initiative that you mentioned with Daniel is actually it's about 2-click onboarding. We want to have a way when the stablecoin launches to have like a 2-click onboarding, no KYC. So person just like boom, boom, they click on it, it automatically creates a wallet as a service, and then they enter their credit card or their PayPal or their Apple Pay, Google Pay, and they buy the Pokemon card or whatever they're buying, or the Satoshi socks that Scott sells. Boom, done. How's that sound, Scott? They could buy your socks for just 2 clicks using fiat.
Sounds good.
I mean, you're selling it in BSV, right? But it's actually the fiat guy. He comes in and he can use it too now. That's what the initiative is.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah. Dude, so yeah, any closing thoughts from Orange Gateway, Thor?
Hey, check our platform out and use the referral link. They came live today, so now I'm recruiting you guys as my sales force. We are giving like 5% of all trading fees that we collect, and we share it with you. So hope it's a good enough incentive for people to share it and spread the word. And yeah, thank you for the space.
Yeah, thank you, Thor. Everybody check out Orange Gateway. Closing thoughts from Arm over there at DXS.
Not much to add. Thank you all. Appreciate your attention. Any questions, please DM, shoot me. And hope you'll have a chance to try our trading app.
Nice. I hope so too. All right. Well, then I'm gonna. What I'll do then, Scott. How are you doing on time?
Yeah, I'm good. If I can go as long as you like, mate.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording on the back end and we can continue the space. One moment. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for this segment. We'll continue on the space on X here, and I'll just start a new recording. I'll see everyone at the top on this stop. Let me just do a stop on the back end here, and we'll keep it going. Okay, record.